Are you genuine friends with all the Nuck boys?
See, Logan.
Bro,
Come on.
I'm just asking
Steve,
questions on a podcast.
it's on our PDN.
We don't really film together, kind of on my thing, but yeah, we're okay. We'll try lunchly. Oh, I really like the salsa. It's rich. It tastes like you get it from Erewhon. It'd be so expensive because it's high quality.
What do you mean?
Some size.
I did. I joined WWE and I realized two things. A, it looks better. So I started to train for aesthetics and actually started lifting weights. When I trained boxing, I never touched any weights. And then two, being a professional wrestler, I realized is like pretty much 80% about being able to navigate pain, but it hurts less when you have more muscle.
It's just like,
I'm going to link up with Trump.
Tell Trump $2 million for the hat he was wearing for the attempted assassination and my full endorsement. Not that he needs it, but that's my offer.
Well, that's your bid. My bid's $3 million.
Then I'll do 4. I'll do
5.
6.
I would pay probably $12 million.
Let's go half
for that hat.
Let's go half season.
Actually,
Tell him
I doubt he would sell it.
that is a family heirloom.
Why the fuck would he sell that to us? Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot. You dropped and said, wow. I was like, wow, that was nice.
Did he surprise you with his power?
No, but I mean, he surprised my jaw.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like.
It's like a baseball in there. 4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just one.
Welcome back to YouTube. When are you going to post a video?
I'd say like a month.
Will you promote gambling?
No, not on YouTube.
Is that why you got banned in the first place?
Not technically. I had a second channel that was gambling and I promoted it on my main channel.
Do you think that it was just based on that, or do you think that there was some other rationale?
There's someone at YouTube that didn't like me. They wanted to delete me and they had a legitimate reason to delete me and they did it.
Your lifestyle is insane. You take how many pills a day?
50.
You have a 100% sleep score. You work out every single day, no caffeine, no alcohol, all the things you'd expect the best behaving person to do.
I am the most healthy person in the entire world. I have the best comprehensive biomarkers of anybody on the planet. So if there were an Olympic sport for health, I would be the gold medalist.
SteveWillDoIt is healthier than you.
Who?
He's another creator, super focused on health. He's an excessive drinker and gambler. He's got some faults, but I believe that if you went head to head with him, you guys would have a showdown.
He would at least be a close second.
One of the wildest influencer meltdowns of the year didn't happen quietly. It didn't simmer. It exploded, ignited, and then somehow got even worse the very next morning. SteveWillDoIt didn't just clash with Logan Paul on the Impulsive Podcast. He lit the entire episode on fire, poured gasoline on it, and posted a video that made everyone stop and stare. Fans weren't just watching drama unfold. They were witnessing chaos, alcohol, ego, unresolved tension, and personal attacks all colliding at once. Today, we're diving into every detail you missed, every behind-the-scenes moment, and why this situation might have permanently broken what many thought was a strong friendship. This isn't just a story about a podcast going wrong. It's about a full-on influencer meltdown with multiple layers, and it starts the moment Steve steps into the studio. Steve's appearance on Impulsive was meant to be a massive comeback. After years of being banned on YouTube, fans expected him to return smarter, sharper, maybe a little more mature. When he finally got unbanned, the hype was real. Mike Mack, a real-life friend, personally invited him on the show, thinking this was a win-win. Steve would get massive exposure, Impulsive would get a huge guest, and fans could catch up on everything they missed. But from the moment Steve sat down, things felt off. He wasn't fully present, not fully sharp, not fully Steve. Logan greeted him politely, Mike hyped him up, but there was a noticeable disconnect. It was clear Steve had walked into the studio with too much liquid confidence and not enough self-awareness, a combination that would soon make the episode unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. The first hint of trouble came during a seemingly simple topic, Steve's YouTube ban. Logan asked a straightforward question about what happened, not in a confrontational way, just curiosity about a past situation. But Steve immediately went on the defensive, fumbling through his words, rambling, and sounding like someone who hadn't prepared at all. This wasn't just nervousness, it was a red flag. Steve had been drinking long before the cameras rolled, and his lack of composure was visible. But nobody realized that this awkward, tense moment was just the calm before the storm. What came next would change the entire energy of the show. The real trigger came when Logan and Mike tried to talk to Steve about generosity, which is literally his brand. He gives away cars and watches like candy, and Logan made a completely harmless comparison, saying Steve's generosity reminded him of Mr. Beast. Totally normal comment, totally innocent. But for Steve, it was like lighting a fuse. He froze for a split second and then suddenly lashed out, targeting Jimmy, Mr. Beast, as kind of fake. The mood in the studio shifted instantly. Mike's eyebrows shot up, Logan's jaw dropped, and you could almost hear a producer mutter, "Oh boy." From that moment, Steve started a rant, saying Mr. Beast had ghosted him when he got banned, stopped helping with thumbnails and video ideas, and didn't care about anyone off camera. Logan tried to stay calm, explaining that Mr. Beast couldn't risk associating with someone banned. It was business, nothing personal, but Steve didn't see it that way. He triple-doubled down, raising his voice, talking over Logan, and pushing the conversation into dangerous territory. As the podcast went on, Steve's behavior only got worse. He kept drinking, misfiring sentences, and steering the conversation into awkward, uncomfortable places. He made bizarre offers, like giving Logan a $40,000 watch if he beat him in pedal tennis, rambled about drugs, and even delivered compliments that sounded like they were written by a malfunctioning AI. But the real breaking point came when he began dropping the N-word multiple times. Not jokingly, not sarcastically, just recklessly. Logan and Mike both heard it clearly, and you could see the tension spike instantly. Logan leaned back, visibly uncomfortable, while Mike silently prayed for Steve to stop. That was the line. Logan, who had been patient up to this point, finally drew a boundary, stating calmly but firmly, "You hit my line. You reached it. I have a line and you crossed it." From that point on, the dynamic shifted. Logan stopped hosting, he started managing. He spoke to Steve like an adult talking to a child, telling him to calm down, pull back, and act professionally. But Steve was fully gone, unable to rein it in. Eventually, in a moment that left everyone in shock, he stood up mid-sentence, dropped the mic, and walked off the set. Mike looked defeated, Logan looked disgusted, and the crew was exhausted. The cameras were off, but the fallout was just beginning. Behind the scenes, sources say Logan didn't laugh or try to brush it off. He was quietly furious, repeating the words, "He made me look stupid on my own show," over and over. The humiliation wasn't about Steve looking bad. It was about Logan losing control of the environment he'd built, being forced into a position where he had to play the responsible adult while someone else wreaked havoc. Then came the social media storm. Steve woke up the next morning and posted a screenshot-filled Instagram rant, dragging not only Logan but also LeBron James and Austin Reeves, throwing out wild accusations and personal grievances. The lines referencing Logan were especially explosive, calling out his reaction to Steve's slur, flipping the blame, and then casually bringing up Logan's darkest moment in Japan. This wasn't clarification, it wasn't damage control, it was personal, aggressive, and calculated. Fans and insiders alike immediately saw this as an escalation. Even people who supported Steve were shocked, saying he had crossed every line imaginable. Mike Mack, caught in the middle, tried to calm the situation, explaining that Steve had been extremely drunk, that 20 minutes of footage had been cut to protect him, and that Steve wasn't kicked off the show. He left voluntarily. Mike's tone was all about PR cleanup, trying to de-escalate a situation that had gone nuclear. But Steve's Instagram story directly contradicted everything Mike was trying to do. Where Mike was cooling the fire, Steve was throwing fireballs. Logan, meanwhile, stayed silent, letting his inaction speak louder than words. The internet exploded, and opinions poured in from every corner. Some condemned Steve for his behavior, others blamed alcohol, and some said Logan should have seen this coming. Clips, tweets, and TikToks dissected every moment, analyzing every slip, every word, every raised voice. Part of the story that's uncomfortable but necessary to address is how Steve's drinking has always been a part of his persona. It's tied to his identity, his humor, and his content. But the line between entertaining, over-the-top drinking content and real-life danger has been closing for years. The Impulsive episode made it crystal clear. When Steve drinks, he loses self-control. He becomes impulsive, emotional, unpredictable, and often destructive. He says things he later regrets, burns bridges, and hurts people who weren't trying to hurt him. This isn't just about Logan Paul. It's about Steve versus himself, and the consequences are mounting. Sources close to the situation have confirmed that Logan is completely done with Steve, at least for now. Not because of the podcast alone, not because of a single slur or moment, but because of the cumulative impact of Steve's behavior, especially the IG story referencing Japan. That line wasn't a joke. It wasn't banter. It was a deeply personal shot at a traumatic moment Logan had spent years overcoming. For Logan, this wasn't just drama, it was betrayal. The relationship may never fully recover unless Steve takes responsibility publicly or privately. Right now, there are only a few possible paths forward. Steve could apologize, admit he was drunk, explain his emotional spiral, and walk back his comments. That might salvage at least a part of his reputation. Or he could double down, continue posting, and escalate the feud, turning it into a full-blown influencer civil war. Either scenario promises more drama, more chaos, or more content that will captivate and divide fans. One thing is certain, the story isn't over, and the fallout could define both creators' reputations for years to come. The online reaction has been explosive. Fans are divided, some saying Steve went too far, others defending him, citing years of built-up frustration and public scrutiny. Clips from the episode have gone viral, dissected on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, while meme accounts exaggerate the chaos for humor. Even Steve's most loyal followers are questioning his choices, wondering if his behavior is entertaining or self-destructive. The narrative isn't just about a podcast fight, it's about accountability, impulsivity, and the costs of a public persona intertwined with real-life actions. What's particularly striking is the contrast between Mike Mack and Steve's approaches. Mike is clearly attempting damage control, emphasizing friendship, context, and protecting Steve's image. Meanwhile, Steve seems to double down on chaos, embracing the drama, amplifying grievances, and creating a narrative that's almost impossible to manage. This tension between emotional venting and strategic PR adds another layer of intrigue, leaving fans glued to every update. And the implications extend beyond the individuals. Influencer culture thrives on spectacle, and this incident serves as both cautionary tale and content goldmine. It's a reminder that public personas are fragile, that reputations can be damaged in minutes, and that a single moment of impulsivity can overshadow years of carefully built success. For Logan Paul, this was a test of patience, professionalism, and personal boundaries. For Steve, it was a moment of reckoning that highlighted the dangers of unchecked behavior, particularly under the influence of alcohol. As the dust settles, questions remain. Will Steve own up to his mistakes? Or will he continue the spiral? Will Logan ever engage again? Or has the line been permanently crossed? What role will fans, social media, and public opinion play in determining the outcome? These questions aren't just speculative, they're central to understanding how influencer culture, public perception, and personal accountability intersect in high-profile moments of conflict. In the end, this saga is more than a story about a podcast. It's a story about human behavior under pressure, about boundaries, about loyalty, and about the consequences of letting ego and emotion dictate public actions. Steve Will. DoIt's Meltdown offers insight into the pitfalls of instant fame, the challenges of personal growth in the spotlight, and the very real consequences of actions that, once public, cannot easily be retracted. It's messy, it's shocking, and it's utterly captivating. So, what do you think? Did Steve go too far? Or was Logan too sensitive? Is this the end of a friendship? Or just a momentary clash of personalities under stress? The truth may not be clear yet, but one thing is certain. This story isn't over, and the fallout will continue to unfold online for weeks, months, maybe even years. Make sure to follow for updates, subscribe for future celebrity and influencer breakdowns, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single twist in this ongoing saga. Steve Will. DoIt's explosive behavior, Logan Paul's boundary setting, Mike Mack's PR maneuvers, and the reactions of millions of viewers have created a moment in influencer history that will be dissected and debated endlessly. From awkward beginnings to a full-blown meltdown, from private frustration to public outrage, this episode captures everything high-stakes internet culture has become. Unpredictable, emotional, and deeply human. It's the kind of story that keeps fans watching, commenting, and sharing, because every detail matters. Every moment is dramatic, and every personality involved is larger than life. As we watch the fallout unfold, it's clear that this isn't just content, it's a cautionary tale. For creators, for fans, and for anyone navigating the volatile intersection of fame, personal boundaries, and public scrutiny, the lessons are obvious. Know your limits, respect others, and understand that every word, every action, and every post can have consequences far beyond what you imagine. Steve Will. DoIt's journey back from a ban has been anything but smooth, and this meltdown might be the most defining moment yet. Not for his content, but for his character. Ultimately, this story is a reminder that fame is fragile, that public interactions are magnified, and that the people involved are more than just personalities. They're humans, making mistakes under pressure, navigating emotions, and facing the consequences of decisions made in real time in front of millions. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's endlessly fascinating. And while we may never get every behind-the-scenes detail, the drama, the chaos, and the tension are enough to keep viewers hooked from start to finish.